I was one of those women who needed everything plush and designer pretty much my whole life. I grew up in Long Island, and I didn't really realize how spoiled I was until I moved in with my husband when I was 19 years old. I left New York and moved to Iowa, which might as well have been another planet compared to New York, because it was just like nothing I'd ever experienced before. I mean, I've been to like farms and stuff, but like I didn't grow up in a rural environment. I grew up in a city with whatever I wanted, whenever I wanted, though it was just a completely different lifestyle. But I am grateful for that experience, as much as I hated living in Iowa at first, because it humbled me. I mean, when I moved in with him, I didn't even know how to make macaroni and cheese. I didn't know how to boil spaghetti. And I remember crying because there was no nail salons. Like, I went to the salon in town, like it was like a tiny town, and instead of it being like a beautiful salon, it was a lady who put my feet in a bucket of water. So I was like, where the fuck am I? It was like another planet. But I am grateful for that experience, because it definitely did humble me. But for a long time, even after that, I was someone who had to have a designer purse. It was non-negotiable. Absolutely had to have something high-end designer. I love Versace very much. Like, they're probably my favorite. I'm not a huge fan of Gucci. I think that they're very overrated, and I don't think that their products are very high quality. So, sorry, Gucci. I really was spoiled, and I felt insecure if I didn't have a designer purse. And now I don't give a fuck. I mean, my bag is from TikTok Shop, and it is seriously one of the best bags I've had in years, and it's durable and it's beautiful. So I could care less whose name is on it or not. But my point is, when you mature, you start to realize what's important and what's not. And as your values and priorities change, so do your habits, which is like the best part of shifting your mindset, because your behavior changes. Like, never in a million years now would I buy a $2,000 handbag unless I had like an absorbent amount of money and it was something I really, really wanted. But even then, I would rather take $2,000 and invest it and turn it into $4,000 or $10,000 than have a handbag and have it depreciate in value, and then if I'm lucky, resell it online for a quarter of what I paid for it. You don't need designer items. I don't care what you do for a living. You don't need a designer handbag. You don't. You absolutely do not. Having assets are far more important. It's so stupid and so unnecessary. And you know what? When it came time for me to buy a house, I realized how fucking stupid I was for buying all these designer things. So if you don't have assets, if you don't have a home that you own and that you don't rent, or you don't have savings, something to fall back on, but in your passenger seat is a designer handbag, you're being immature and you're being stupid. Just giving it to you straight. You do not need a designer handbag, and sorry to break it to you, but just because you were able to purchase it at the store doesn't mean you can afford it. You can't afford it. Get yourself assets first, build yourself up, and then after you're in a better position, buy yourself a designer piece, handbag, purse, whatever. But if you have extra money, I would recommend staying within your budget, saving as much as you can, and if you're going to take thousands of dollars, invest it, not in a handbag. Unless you have Birkin money, and then you don't even need to watch this video.